Today
was the first
day,
time.
and I was very happy to meet Ivan. I watched him last night play in Adelaide, so...
Do we have to mention that?
Big fan.
What was your score again, Ivan?
I can't remember.
No.
You have to have good memory.
I sort of know, but I can't remember either. Smile for the cameras, and beautiful girls in Australia, Ivan, aren't they? You're standing alongside one right now.
You cannot say no, can you?
Thank you, Ivan.
There you go. 5 daughters, Alicia. How do you reckon the Lendl family would be strange, wouldn't it?
I've been following the Lendl family. I heard they're all exceptionally good at golf, so must be pretty amazing to have...
Well, I just know that when 4 of us go golfing, that my wife is very unhappy because she knows 2 of us will come home extremely upset.
Is the Lendl family more like the Kardashians or more like the Osbournes?
I wouldn't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alicia Mollick. Thanks, Alicia. Terrific.
Thanks, Ivan.
Ivan, you stay. Ivan, can you stay? Wayne, I think we might move on, Wayne. Thanks, Alicia. Alicia, good luck, and thank you so much.
I have to say I noticed that Wayne got a lot better with doing the non-seeded players. He's a lot faster than he was in the past.
He's improving. He's improving. Wayne, shall we leave it with you for a second?
Okay, thank you, Bruce. I'll again call upon IBM, our official information technology partner, who will now randomly place the unseeded players into the men's singles draw.
Three names I was going to try and find were Leighton Hewitt.
Line 26 there.
26 for Hewitt.
Okay.
Del
Potro
Potro is line 54. So Del Potro's got
Okay.
Duty Seller. And Bernard Tomic.
Line 5.
Line 5, is it? So Bernard's got Jeremy Shardy, who's been actually struggling. Shardy's ranking's gone down and he hasn't won a match so far this year in his couple of tournaments. So, but the number 1 seed, I think, is a fair player, and well, that's a little way away anyway. We shouldn't count chickens. So, have you heard of Bernard Tomic?
Yeah, of course I have, but you said it right. You should not really look anywhere past the first round for any players, because the game is so deep right now that even the top players, if they're not on top of their game, they're in trouble. So especially for young players like Bernard, it's 1 match at a time, and other than that, you're out before you have even started.
Well, appropriately, we'll do the seeds. Ivan, by the way, was the first number 1 seed ever here at Melbourne Park in 1988, and he's the first number 1 male, to win here in Melbourne Park. See, it's a long line. It's a long line.
I don't believe
You've achieved so much.
I believe Mats won in 1988 here.
No, you were number 1 seed.
Yeah, but Mats won, didn't he?
Yeah, you know, he did, but you came back and won as the number 1 seed in 1989.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Do you believe me?
No.
Okay.
Because I believe Mats was ranked number 1 at the time we started.
No, I don't think he was. Anyway.
Well, he just talked about it. He took it away from me in New York.
Now I understand why Wayne called the ball in.
Yeah, I was going to ask Wayne to look around the room first and then focus on the draw.
Exactly. I'm going to kick... I'm not looking at any beautiful women right now. Wayne, he's all yours, okay? He's all yours.
Ivan, good to see you again,
You
mate.
too.
Okay, we will start with our number 1 and number 2 seeds.
I was watching you carefully from there, trying to sort of size up whether I have to look over your shoulder, but you did great.
Thank you. Okay, now you've got me flustered. Okay, line number 1, Rafael Nadal. Line number 128, our number 2 seed, Roger Federer. Seeds 3 and 4. First one drawn goes onto line 33.
Seed 4.
Seed 4. Robin Soderling onto line 33. Onto line 96. Seed number 3, Novak Djokovic. Seeds 5 to 8.
I can see in there, so I have to look somewhere else.
Stop looking at me.
Okay, I'll look the other side.
Okay, on to line 32. We have seed 7, David Ferrer. Line 64, we have seed 5, Andy Murray. To line 65, we have seed 6, Thomas Burditch. And onto line 97, we have seed number 8, Andy Roddick. Seeds 9 through 12. First one drawn goes onto line 17. We have seed number 10, Mikhail Yuzhny. To line 49, we have seed 11, Jürgen Meltzer. Line 80, we have seed number 9, Fernando Verdasco. Line 112, we have seed number 12, Gail Monfils. Seeds 13 to 16. First drawn goes onto line 16. And we have seed 15, Marin Cilic. To line 48, we have seed 13, Joe Wilfred Songer. To line 81, we have seed 14, Nicholas Almagro. And to line 113, we have seed 16, Marty Fish. Seeds 17 to 24. First drawn goes on to line 9. Seed 20, John Isner. Line 24. We have seed 22, Michael Lodra.
Maybe he will play dressed this time.
I hope so.
I don't know if you saw the clips from Adelaide.
I did, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Wasn't a pretty sight. Line 41, we have seed 24, Ernest Gulbis. Line 56, seed 21, Marcus Bagdatis. Line 73, seed 23, Nikolay Davydenko. Line 88, we have seed 17, Ivan Lubicic. Line 105, seed 19, Stanislas Wawrinka. And onto line 120, seed 18, Sam Querry. Our remaining 8 seeds, seeds 25 to 32. First one drawn goes onto line 8. Seed 31, Feliciano Lopez. Line 25. Seed 27, David Nalbandian. Line 40. We have seed 30, Thomas Bellucci. Line 57, we have seed 32, Guillermo Garcia Lopez. Line 72, seed 28, Richard Gasquet. Line 89, we have seed 29, Victor Troiki. Line 104, seed 26, Juan Monaco. And on line 121, we have seed 25, Albert Montañez. Thank you, Ivan.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Great seeing you.
Should have got a photo of that, shouldn't we? I hope thank you, Wayne.
Thanks, Bruce.
There was a bit of a stir went round when Nalbandian drew Hewitt. Now, Leighton's record is 3-2 against Nalbandian, and they did play in one very famous match at Wimbledon in 2002 in the final, where Leighton was successful. You talked about the depth of men's tennis, and yet the same two blokes have been winning for a fair while. Do you feel that Murray and Djokovic and Soderling, their three-old pick-out, are getting closer or not?
I think so. I think what's happening in men's tennis right now that Rafa has improved periodically, and that's why he's number one at the moment. Roger has started playing a bit better towards the second half of the season, and I think Soderling, Murray and Djokovic have been improving, trying to close the gap. I think it's a fascinating time in men's tennis right now because of that.
Ivan and Craig, let's have a look at, we'll break them up again if we can into the sections. Rafa, gee, it's going to be interesting. He said this is his once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win 4 consecutive Grand Slams. It's an amazing moment in sport, isn't it? The start, we're on the precipice of something that hasn't been achieved since 1969 in men's tennis.
Correct, and as we talked earlier, it would be a little different, but I think in men's tennis we have had very interesting time over the last few years because first Pete broke Emerson's record, and then Roger broke Pete's record, and now Rafa is trying to get all 4 Grand Slam, all 4 at the same time, so it's great.
Craig, Bernard Tomic has drawn Jeremy Chardy in the first round.
Yeah, you know, Bernard came off in Sydney and in qualifying won 3 back-to-back fairly convincingly, beat 3 top 100 players back-to-back this last weekend. So he's coming in with some decent form, and he has won the last 2 times. He's been given a wild card and has won his first round each time.
Cilic dangerously. I mean, he had a great run last year. It didn't have a great year in the end, but he's a huge talent, so he would play. If all the seeds were successful, Lisner obviously is a danger too there, but it could be a Cilic-Nadal match quite early in this tournament.
Well, you also have Stepanek there, who has been top player. He has been injured or ill for
played well in Brisbane
6
too,
months.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's going to be dangerous. He absorbs pace quite well, so he could be a problem for either one of those two if he gets through. But I'm looking at number 8, and what's fascinating there is when you have 2 left-handers playing each other, or 2 players from the same country playing each other, especially if they go back to junior tennis, a lot of funny things can happen, and you have both. If Rafa and Lopez win 2 matches each, I don't know what their history is with juniors, and I don't know how they match up against each other, but a lot of funny things have happened in the past when 2 left-handers play each other.
Interesting observation. You've hit with Leighton, with Tony recently. We've heard a lot of good stories out of the Hewitt camp about how well he's trained, how healthy he feels. He played pretty well in Perth, I thought, and had a good win against Usney a couple of days ago. He's obviously waiting at Kooyong to play Davydenko today. Now, Bandian's in good form. He's in the semi-finals today in Auckland. That matchup?
Well, first of all, as you mentioned, they have played Wimbledon finals. I think it was 2002, correct? And Leighton came on top. What's fascinating about that matchup is that they both have gone through a bunch of injuries and surgeries and layoffs, and they're both trying to come back. Leighton has played well in Perth. Nalbandian is playing well in Auckland. I always felt that playing in New Zealand, and they're going to crucify me for that, is not a good preparation for the Open, because it's 1 week before, the weather is colder, conditions are different, you have to fly too far. That Sydney was much better preparation, or Kooyong. And I think Leighton is going to be hoping now to get a match in with Davydenko, because Davydenko and Nalbandian in some ways play very similar baseline aggressive game, and so that's a perfect practice match for Leighton.
Craig, for Channel 7's point of view, where are you going to put Hewitt and Nalbandian on? I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
You know, we'll be able to answer that once we get some clarity of the rain.
I'm only stirring.
It's interesting about Leighton drawing a seed in that 17. I think it's the 25 through 32 bracket. The highest ranked player, you had Gasquet, and then you had Lopez in there, the highest ranked player previously in the world, has been